Speed Freaks is not just another racing show. It is about math, science, and physics.
And how it applies to the things that we race and just speed in general. The show, it's not about me, it's not about racing, it's about, like Annie said, the math, science, and physics behind it. We bring in, I've got a robotics engineer from MIT, we've got 2 graduates of the Vehicle Research Institute at Western Washington University. I have a guy with a PhD in chemistry that's on our team. He's our chemist of record. I mean, if we can't find a fuel that suits our needs, we make it. We don't buy the things that other people buy. We don't pick up the phone and order something and try and assemble a car before an auction. That's not the point of the show. It is to design, develop, engineer, and assemble and test everything new.
Steve has set records in every single class that he has ever competed in. And the question is, how does he do that? Well, that's why you need to watch Speed Freaks.
We design, engineer, and build these things that we need to do to go beyond what the limits are currently set at. There's no boundaries here. We don't say think outside of the box. We don't even give you a box to get outside of. We start with clean sheets of paper. It's always different. We will show you how things can be different, how society can change in fuel mileage, alternative fuels, in what people can assume themselves for personal responsibility to get better fuel mileage, to take better care of their batteries, to take better care of their waste products that come out of their vehicles. This is America, but worldwide, societies are intrigued with speed. Nobody's ever happy. They just built a train in Shanghai to get you to work at almost 300 miles per hour. Why wasn't 220 miles an hour fast enough to get to work? Why do they have to go 250 miles per hour? It's mind-boggling how society in general is obsessed with speed, whether it's a faster computer, a faster car, a faster train, a faster airplane. It doesn't matter. And at the same time, everybody's wanting to do it more efficiently. And that's the tie-in. Efficiency equals speed. So the more efficient that we can make these products or these vehicles, the faster that they become. And I think that's where my mind comes in. We have to take an approach on this with an artistic point of view and an imagination. And the gap that I see today in network programming and some of the shows that we see is the lack of explanation as to how things work. And everything seems to get magically done in 1 week's worth of time without any explanation, or the limitations that the teams are faced with, or the individuals or the builders are faced with. We try and expose that, and we show you what it really takes and explain it. Think Mythbusters meets Top Gear. And we break it down and find the reason why we are limited to the speeds we're limited to, and try and find ways to break out of that. The first thing that we do is start out with a great imagination. What is it going to take to beat the last guy? If we do the same thing as the last guy did, we'll only go as fast as the last guy.
Speed Freaks is not another show just about one type of vehicle. It's about all different kinds, and every week you're going to get something completely different.
Yeah, 1 week you might find me in a hydroplane racing. Another week maybe we're designing and engineering an electric car to set a world record. Maybe I'll be doing a motorcycle. We might be in Bolivia. We might be in Los Angeles, and we might be on Lake Washington. You'd never know. But each of these stories, each of these examples carries with it lessons that can be applied to your own vehicles or your own daily life. This isn't a fake schedule show about trying to get something ready for an auction and making some money on it. I mean, we spend a lot of money and try and teach a lot of people. And the STEM emphasis, the science, technology, engineering, math, we also have to include the arts in that, because none of this is possible without an imagination. If you don't imagine a new concept, you have nothing to apply the rules of physics to. So I think that we see all of it here, and there's always something for everyone.
We can tell you all about it, but how about we just show you an example?
Yeah, come with us. We are looking at my dragster design. Monkey and I found out about this Quest for 200. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's to be the first electric vehicle in history to go 200 miles per hour in a quarter mile. It hasn't been done yet. I had no idea. We've been looking at the drawings and the computer models of the E-Spec dragsters that I designed. I think that it's perfectly suited for electric power.
I thought you've already been 200 miles per hour, so
I have.
explain that.
But not an electric vehicle. Nobody's done it in an electric vehicle. I already called Reinhardt Motion Controls. They make the electric controllers. They gave me the name of a local high school shop teacher named Pat McHugh. So I think we're going to call in some high school kids to see what we can do.
A high school.
Well, yeah, why not? My dog helps me make engineering decisions.
Holy speed freaks.
What's up, Annie?
There's a lot of wires.
Stuff? Yeah, so this is what it is, what we've been working on. This is it. So this is the battery. This is why we made the car longer. Of course, here's the motor. These are those controllers we talked about earlier that change DC voltage into AC voltage. And this is the motor. We're getting 700 amps per leg. This is 800 volts, three-phase, 700 amp per leg power. I mean, it's massive.
No big deal.
Something's going on down there. This is all buckled, all this down. So this is where the problem is. It looks like there's a brace that I have in here, and the brace is slid all the way back on the frame. It's supposed to be 2 feet further forward, and hopefully it just rattled back in the trailer. It's not a problem. It's just something that's never happened. We'll fix it.
Has this ever happened before?
No, because nobody's ever had this battery charger before.
There's got to be some kind of backup plan, right?
Battery charger, that's one that we can't weld together. You know, that's one of the challenges to this whole project, is making all of these systems work together. And it worked at the shop. Yes.
Okay, so Lage, on ours we have the neutral in the middle pin.
That's how you wire it? Okay, let me see.
This we didn't actually terminate. This came terminated.
Right.
So all we terminated was this side.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is. That's
Yeah.
there it is.
Any updates, you guys?
We did find a wiring error. Yeah. So we're going to redo the wire, plug it back in, see if it turns on, keep our fingers crossed.
Something spectacular is about to happen. We'll either see a lot of smoke from the tires or an electronic component. One of those two things.
There's gonna be smoke.